As I awaken with the gift of yet another day, and prepare for the tasks at hand.
Wrong one. Well, good morning, everyone that's here today and out there in our viewership land. Today is Friday. That TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. My name is Deborah Barton-Birden. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm the facilitator of today's teachings and trainings of our 28-day challenge of living a life of gratitude. We are in the 26th day of our 28-day challenge, and we're reading from the book, The Magic. The Magic is a book that was published in 2012, a self-help and spirituality book written by Rhonda Byrne. It is one of the 4 books in the Secret series. I am an advocate, passionate student of the law of attraction, and I truly believe that if we commit to inspiring and empowering other people to live their greatest lives now, through these teachings that we are acquiring, there'll be a universal truth of optimal living for everyone on the planet. And I know all of us want to have a better life. We're striving very hard to have a better life. We just don't realize what we're under in the process of coming out of what we've been programmed to be under. We begin to realize how free we really are. With today's reading, she must have popped out or got kicked out and come back in. Tasha is here, and we have Sam Bradley will be on board shortly. I'm very grateful for, and Kenneth out of the UK is our panel for today. Today is the 20, let's see, we're on the 26th day. I'm trying to get organized here, so be patient with me. Today is the 26th day of magically transforming mistakes into blessings. That's going to be nice to take on and learn this technique, because we all got mistakes. We all come across crises in our lives that we need to know how to handle, how to react to them. Oprah Winfrey, who's everybody knows who Oprah is. She was born in 1954, same year I was born in. She's a media personality and businesswoman. She turns her wounds into wisdom. That is the quote from Oprah Winfrey. Today's reading says that every single mistake is a blessing in disguise. Today's magical power will prove it, because you're about to discover that there are actually untold blessings hidden within every mistake. A child makes many mistakes while learning how to ride a bike or write, and we don't give it a second thought, because we know that through their mistakes, they will learn and eventually master what they're trying to do. So why is it that adults are so hard on themselves when they make mistakes? The same rule that applies to children also applies to adults, and especially to you. We all make mistakes, and if we didn't make them, we'd never learn anything, and we wouldn't grow any smarter or any wiser. We have the freedom to make our own choices, and that means we have the freedom to make mistakes. Mistakes can hurt, but if we don't learn from the mistakes we've made, the pain we've suffered from it has been for nothing. In fact, by the law of attraction, we will make the same mistake over and over again until the consequences hurt us so much that we finally learn from it. It's the very reason why mistakes hurt, so that we do learn from them and don't make them be repeated. To learn from a mistake We first have to own it. And this is where many people can become undone because they often blame someone else for their mistake. That's considered the scenario of being pulled over by the police for speeding and being given a speeding ticket. Instead of taking responsibility for the fact that we were speeding, we blame the police because they were hiding in the bushes on the highway around a bend. We couldn't see them. They had a radar gun, and we didn't stand a chance. But the mistake was ours because we were the one who chose to speed. The problem with blaming other people for our mistakes is that we will still suffer the pain and consequences of our mistakes, but we didn't learn from them. And so bingo will attract making the same mistake over and over again. You're human. You will make mistakes. And it's one of the most beautiful things about being human. But you must learn from your mistakes. Otherwise, your life will be a lot of unnecessary pain. How do you learn from a mistake? Gratitude. No matter how bad something may seem, there are always many things to be grateful for. When you look for as many things as you can to be grateful for in a mistake, you magically transform the mistake into a blessing. Mistakes attract more mistakes, and blessings attract more blessings. Which would you prefer? Today, think about a mistake you have made in your life. It doesn't matter whether it was a big one or a small mistake, but choose one that still hurts when you think about it. Maybe you lost your temper with a person close to you, and the relationship hasn't been the same since. Maybe you put blind faith in another person and got burnt. Maybe you told a white lie to protect someone, and because of it, you ended up in a difficult situation. You might have chosen the cheaper option on something, and it went all wrong and ended up costing you a whole lot more. You might have thought you were making the right decision about something, but it completely backfired on you. Once you've chosen a mistake to magically transform into blessings, look for the things to be grateful for. To help you, there are 2 questions you can ask yourself. What did I learn from the mistake? What are the good things that came out of the mistake? The most important things to be grateful for about every mistake are the things that you learn from it. And no matter what the mistake, there are always many good things that come out of them and alter your future for the better. Think this through very carefully and see if you can find a total of 10 blessings to be grateful for. Every blessing you find has magical power. Write out your list in a gratitude journal or type them on your computer. Let's take the example of being caught speeding by a police car and receiving a fine. One way of looking at it is I'm grateful to the police for wanting to protect me from harming myself. Because after all, that was all they were trying to do. Or you can look at it like, I'm grateful to the police because if I am honest with myself, I was thinking about other things and I wasn't concentrating on the road. Another way of looking at it is I'm grateful to the police because it was foolish to put myself at risk, speeding with a tire that needed to be replaced. Another way to look at it is I'm grateful to the police for the wake-up call. Being pulled over did affect me, and it will make me watch my speed and drive more carefully in the future. Another way of looking at it is I'm grateful to the police because somehow I have a wild idea that I could speed without getting caught and without putting myself in danger. The seriousness of the police made me face up to the fact that I was putting both myself and others in serious danger. Another way of looking at it is you can say I'm grateful to the police because if I think about my own family being put in danger by other speeding drivers, then I definitely want the police to stop speeding drivers. Another way to look at it is I'm really grateful to the police for the work they do in trying to ensure the safety of every person and family on the roads. Another way of looking at it, she says, is I'm grateful to the police. They must see heartbreaking situations every day. And all they're trying to do is protect my life and my family's life. Her ninth example is I am grateful to the police for making sure that I arrive home safely and walk through the door to my family as I usually do. And her 10th example is I am grateful to the police because of all the possible consequences that could have stopped me from my speeding. The police pulling me over was the least harmful consequence. And it could have been the biggest blessing of my life. I would strongly urge you to take any mistake you've made in your life and that you still feel bad about. And in your own time, follow this magnificent and magical practice. Think about it. Through one mistake, you have the power to bring many blessings. What else guarantees dividends like that? Well, that was today's reading. That was powerful because I, for one, have been one that was, not thinking and was speeding down the road and got stopped by the police. And what I learned, it is how you approach a situation that you're faced with in the moment as to how the outcome may come. Now, truly, I was speeding, okay? I not only was speeding, but I cut in front of a car that was coming the opposite way from what I was going to because I was in a hurry. And we could have collided and had a horrible accident. It was just the grace of God that did not allow us to have that accident. And ironically, there was a cop sitting right behind that person. So instead of going straight on down the road, it turned its lights on and came and caught me. It was late at night. It was dark. And when he came up on the car, I can't say that he knew me, but I could see from his facial expression that it was, I apologized. I said, you know what, sir, I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't have done that back there. I'm in a hurry to catch something before they close. And my mind was on some other things instead of realizing how important it is for me to take my time. Because I may not be here tomorrow if me and the lady back there or whoever that was could have collided. And out of me speaking first and taking ownership of my wrong, he just shook his head and said, you know what, just please slow down. Okay, just, I think you see the situation the way it could have came out. So I'm not even going to write you a ticket. I'm just going to let you go with a warning. And I was so grateful because that ticket would have been $104 out of my pocket. Not only that, but it would have made my insurance go up because I had a moving violation. So in that moment, I was grateful. I owned what I'd done wrong, and I admitted it. And out of that, I see it saved me by taking ownership of my wrong. It saved me on my insurance costs and $104 ticket. The minimum ticket in Ohio and Cincinnati is $104. It's parking, whatever. They got a minimum of $104 for a ticket. Something that used to be $20, $30, not no more. We live in a new day and time. So it's, you know, not only that, but it shows the person that is in position of power to make a decision whether they're going to reprimand you or not, to realize if you are remorseful, if you acknowledge you're wrong, you're taking ownership of it. And they may see that they don't need to do no more to you, then just, you know, remind you that there's other consequences that could affect other people's lives besides just your own. That's my personal experience. As she was speaking about speeding, as I was reading it, I thought about that night. It's funny, I can remember that night as if I'd done it last night, because I was really amazed that the cop didn't give me a ticket. I live in a community where the cops are very stern, and other things played into the situation. But because I'm a member of this community and they've gotten to know me, that may have played a part. I don't know what really made him just give me a warning, but I am grateful that that night I did not receive a moving violation for speeding, and he could have charged me for cutting in front of that woman. I don't know what it is under the law, but I know they have laws for that, which could have been 2 tickets instead of 1, which could have even made it worse. So, and there's other circumstances I can think that I needed to take ownership of and realize that not blaming someone else, but recognizing that I have a role in the situation and taking ownership of it it allows you to open up and receive the lesson out of it. Because everything, you know, when bad things happen to us or we make poor choices, we tend to want to blame it on everything else. But we have to relearn how to remember that you had a choice in it too, and you didn't have to do what you done. It's like with loaning money. When you loan money to someone, because you are in agreement, or oral agreement that the person will pay you back, you should never ever loan money to anyone without already deciding that this money may never come back to you. You know, you can't blame a person for running into bad luck or making poor choices, and they may not be able to keep up to the agreement they made with you. Even though it's your money, you chose to be a party to that situation, which is not your responsibility, and give that person your money. So don't get mad at a person that won't give you back your money. Recognize that you had a choice in the matter too. I'm going to tell you, I was taught something that really works for me nowadays. When a person asks you to do something in the moment and you cannot, you really don't want to do it, but you want to help that person, the best thing that you can do is say, you know what, come back tomorrow and ask me that. Ask me if I can do that. It gives you a chance to figure out if you really want to be a party to that situation. Because I'm going to tell you something. Ask yourself, what would this person do if they didn't know you? Everybody has the ability to solve their problems. It is when we decide to solve them for them that they don't get their lesson. And us as parents have to learn this. If we didn't teach them when they were very, very small, we're basically setting our children up to get lessons of their own. And when we intervene in those pathways of them getting their lesson, we're basically getting in God's way of giving them what they need to be a better person in their journey. So as a parent, and I had to learn this the hard way, because I was one of those parents that, oh man, I would just, you know, all I wanted to do was love them. I wanted my children happy. I loved them. And now I am seeing the consequences of my choices come back, and my children are learning the hard way how to do things. Sometimes being, sparing the rod it's in the Bible. It says if you spare the rod, you spoil the child. And it is a fact that I think too many people, including myself, have spared that rod because we had such a cushion to our own lives. And we wanted to give our children more than what we had and make their life much more comfortable than what ours was. But when you look back at it, whatever your life was as a child, you survived it. They didn't have these kind of things around that they have today when you was a child. And I look at it now like my grandchildren are going to miss some very valuable fun times. They don't go outside no more. It's too dangerous for your kids to go outside without you monitoring and play. I look at the kids that live in my community. Their parents have to sit out in the driveway and watch their children play so nobody comes along and snatches them up. Things like that. It's just the world has evolved into something that we have to be more conscious about our choices. And what I'm really leading up to is this. As a parent, if you don't get what you need to know before you have those children, you're subject to some serious outcomes that you wish you'd never had to go through. If you're not conscious of the life that we're living in and how dangerous it is for our children, there's many things that we now as parents have to deal with small children. There's human trafficking, there's sexual abuse, there's just all kind of things. So what I'm saying is make good choices. Learn what you need to learn to teach your children while they're little how to problem solve and make choices themselves. But if you're not teaching them what they need to know, they're basically walking through life blindly. And children are just naturally trusting. Okay? If a child finds a reason not to trust another human being, there's something seriously wrong with that human being. And we should always listen to our children. Yeah, sometimes we tend to want to push on our children something that they really don't want to do. And there's a good reason why they should not do it if they're saying they don't want to do it. And I'm not speaking on regard to responsibilities around the home and within the family. I'm speaking in regards to how they have to respect another human being that they just don't feel comfortable with. You need to take note of that. I am blessed that my children never had to experience some of the things that I watch videos on that children are going through today. But back on our topic today, we're going to learn how to take responsibility for our lives. And we're going to transform our mistakes into blessings. So today you're going to count your blessings and make a list of 10 blessings. You're going to write why you're grateful for those blessings. And then you're going to reread your list. And at the end of each blessing, you're going to say, thank you, thank you, thank you. And as grateful for that blessing as you can. You're going to choose one mistake you made in your life. You're going to find a total of 10 blessings you're grateful for as a result of making that mistake. And you're going to write them down. So what they're saying there now, you're not going to write 10 mistakes. You're going to write one mistake. I'm summarizing what she's saying because I'm just realizing that what she normally has us do in the exercises is in reverse. We're going to find one mistake we made, and we're going to write 10 reasons that we were blessed for that mistake. And to help you find blessings, you can ask yourself the question, what did I learn from that mistake? And what are the good things that can come out of that mistake? So when you figure out the mistake that you're holding inside your heart, that you went through, you're going to take ownership of it. because you were party to it and you chose to do it. And then you're going to ask yourself about that mistake, what did I learn from this mistake? And then you're going to ask yourself, what are the good things that came out of the mistake? And that will allow you blessings that you're grateful for behind that mistake. And then, as always, just before we go to sleep tonight, we're going to hold that magic rock in one hand and say the magic words, thank you, for the best thing that happened to you today. So tomorrow is our day 27 of our journey, of our challenge. Where that puts us at 2 days, 2 more days, tomorrow and Monday. Sunday night at 7 o'clock, I'm holding another hangout. This is a hangout for those of you that are network marketing and would like to learn more about how to build relationships and make them grow for the strength of your business. I've taken on a new study and I want to share with others. I want to summarize that study, and I'm actually going to give you the questions to ask throughout an interview, because you're basically interviewing your leads, your prospects, to see if they're a good fit for you and your business. You don't want to just sign somebody up and walk away from them. You want to build a relationship with those people. And I know how easy it is to just sign somebody up and get focused on the next sign up. But that's not going to grow your business. That's basically going to make you continually have to do what you already are doing. And that's continually finding new people to replace the people that fell off. That's not a viable way to create a sustainable business for cash flow. So Sunday night, if you have some ideas, some questions, some tips, some comments, please join me Sunday night at a live hangout on air. I've put the event in the event section, so you can go and like that page and choose yes, I will be attending. And let's round table this, because I don't have all the answers. I'm going to share with you what I have learned. and I want to share it because I've been implementing it and it works. There's also I'm going to demonstrate to you Sunday night, if it doesn't get too long into our conversation and the teachings, I'm going to show you how to use Google Plus as a contact manager. Now, if we get too long into the understanding of how to build relationships, then I will hold another hangout that will teach you about Google Plus and how to use it as a contact manager and a lead generator. This is very powerful right here, where if you don't have a list, you're going to begin to create a list by participating in that training. It may be I need to do that. I'm thinking because that is within itself is something that people need to really be able to ask questions, and it can get pretty lengthy when you're talking, especially when you're doing a training on something like building a list. But Sunday night, attend, if you got a chance, come and, participate with me. You can go to Bots Advertising on YouTube and like our channel, and that will allow you to participate in the recorded sessions of the days that you have not been able to get this 28-day challenge. Now remember, tomorrow is day 27, and we're going to talk about the magic mirror. That's powerful. I love this exercise. So you guys come back tomorrow and attend that one. If you're considering edifying yourself, putting something together in the form of a video that you want to share with others so they can know, like, and trust you, me and Sam are doing interviews. Excuse me. Consider having an interview done about you and what you do. This will allow people to get to know you as a real person. So if you want to, I'm trying to find the links, give me a minute. So if you want to consider being interviewed with us or advertising on the show, you can go to Let's Chat Here. That's Let's, L-E-T-S, chathere.com. Or you can go to onlinebiz1.com. Onlinebiz, the number 1.com. And you will see there the various things that we're offering to you. One is that you can click the interview button and set up to be interviewed. 2, you can have a jingle made that will allow you to give an audio version of your business that you can put to images to make a video, or we'll do that for you by having a video made, as well as advertising what you do on our we have a whole host of pages that we're doing advertising for other people like you on our on all of our different websites and stuff. You know, when you join a traffic exchange, let me talk to you a minute about that. When you join a traffic exchange, you're looking for traffic. And when a traffic exchange is nothing more than the number of members of that traffic exchange is all that you're advertising to on that traffic exchange. So that's why many people join many types of traffic exchanges, and safe lists and solo ads and things like that. So this is another platform to consider in your marketing, is to be on high traffic pages or blogs to get your advertisement out there that will lead people back to you and what you do. And I'm always looking for heavy traffic blogs, and I'm always in Google looking for heavy traffic blogs to see if those blogs advertise, and I put my banner on their blog, and it usually costs me maybe $1 a day to sit on their blog. But if they got high traffic in the niche that I'm wanting to pull people out of, then it's been very effective for me in growing my cash flow. Now, the other thing I've been thinking about lately is, and I'm going to be sharing this in the very near future, we're going to have some conversations with Deborah about, are you growing a business or are you growing a hobby? Okay? Many people take and join programs and they treat it like a hobby, and they really don't have the discipline for the business side of it. If you want it to pay you well, you must know how to treat it like a business. And I'm going to show you how to get started to treat it like a business. You have to make a plan. You have to have a daily method of operation, and those little bitty footsteps of doing the things that you do daily will begin to mushroom and grow like as if you planted a seed and you watered it and the sunlight came on it, and the next thing you know, you've got a big bush sitting where you planted the seed and it's bearing fruit. That is what you have to do with whatever you choose to do in your business. And what you're looking for to own a business is to receive cash flow. The more cash flow you can create for yourself, the better lifestyle living you will be able to choose. I didn't say do, I said choose. So if you want to live an extravagant, expensive lifestyle, you must have a lot of cash flow, whether it be from one or multiple streams of income. Cash flow is income of disposable. Because once you take care of your necessities, the rest is all gravy. How much gravy do you want to serve? That's what I'm asking you. With that said, look for my shows to be coming up in regard to these topics I just talked about. I am going to be starting. I have not reached my 10, and that's okay. The people that I do have on board, though, I'm going to get started because they're just waiting around. And if you want to opt in for my one-on-one coaching program to get your business off the ground, then Go to letschathere.com. Opt in for the, well, wait a minute. I got that on another page. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry. Go sign up at coaching. Let me fix that. Go to coaching.4stepstosuccess.com. I'm taking a group of nine people, me being the 10th, in a hangout. And I'm going to teach them one-on-one, and we're going to mastermind and brainstorm how to get cash flow moving into our lives. And you know, I'm going to tell you something. The system that I have set up costs you nothing. Absolutely nothing. Zero. And you can walk yourself into $10,000 a month income. It cannot be done alone, so you have to be open and coachable and trainable to what it is to build relationships, okay, to move into that level of income. You're gonna think on the mindset of Jesus. Jesus went out and found 12 disciples, and through those 12 disciples, he created a worldwide ministry that is alive and well today. How would you like to leave that kind of legacy for your family, your friends? And what it is, the Jesus principle. It is, oh my God, that's the title of my book. I'm sorry, I just had a light bulb moment there. The Jesus principle in business. Fine, you're going to build so many relationships, and then you're going to invest into those relationships so they can learn how to do the same thing. But the system that I've set up is a zero out-of-pocket cost to get started. So if that sounds like something that, you know, is intriguing to you, if you've never thought of running a business, maybe it's time for you just to see it as, this is going to create extra income in my life. You don't have to be in the mindset of running a business, but if you do the day-to-day method of what we're going to be teaching, it'll be like running a business. And you can look at it as, it's just creating more cash flow into my life. The very first stream will give you $600 a month with just building one relationship a day. And who can't use more friends? Anyway, that is today. Tasha, did you have a chance to hear the reading of the day? I know you had lost your place in the room, and I was wondering if you had any comments or questions or anything. We have to give her a moment to unmute, because we mute ourselves when one person's talking if we're not talking, so we don't have a loop back on the conversation. She may be just listening right now because I don't see her unmuting, but we're at the end of the session for today. We finished a little earlier. I'm getting better at it. You know, I like to talk. So we're at the end of it. I want to wish you guys a very happy, relaxing, and joyful weekend. I want to thank you for coming and listening to today's lesson, the 26th day of our 28-day challenge of learning how to live a life of gratitude. And with that said, make sure you spend time with family. If you're single, go see mom and dad or sister and brother. If you are married or you are a single parent, spend some time with your kids. The most valuable thing that you can give anyone is your time. You guys have a great weekend.
I offer up this most ardent prayer. I pray for continued clarity of purpose, so that I may hold my vision steady and keep my focus on the needs and success of others, which in turn shall bring me my success. I pray for the wisdom to expect abundance in my life, that it surrounds me and is available for the taking, and to be shameless and unapologetic upon its receipt, for I deserve abundance. I pray for a cheerful countenance, be it clear or cloudy skies, and that I may radiate and infect others with my positive attitude. I pray for the trust of others, that they may recognize my sincerity and true intentions, so that we may move forward together. I pray for the strength to fend off adversity and use my desire and determination as both weapon and shield. I pray for the courage to carry forth my convictions during the battle of business and to resist temptation to a quicker monetary result when such temptation compromises these things for which I stand. I pray that I may be used as a lightning rod to collect the amazing ideas already present in the universe, and when blessed with such inspiration, that I may be able to apply my talents and abilities to turn the power of thought into measurable advancement of my goals. I pray to retain my childhood wonder so that I may recognize and revel in the small miracles of each day that others may miss. I pray for an infinite supply of self-confidence, for it alone fortifies faith, strengthens my resolve, and conquers the largest enemy I will ever face, fear. I pray for a compassionate spirit and the patience to offer those who seek my advice and my help my full and undivided attention. I pray for good health and a feeling of well-being, and the continued desire to improve those areas of my physical life I may be neglecting in the name of my spiritual and entrepreneurial advancement. I pray that today is a day of excellence, and at its conclusion, I can acknowledge and be grateful for the forward motion I have made and the growth I have experienced. I pray most of all for the understanding and support of those closest to my heart, my family, that they will equate what may seem like endless hours of apparent preoccupation with affairs of business to what is at the very core of my being, that which drives me. For once I achieve what I have set out in its fullest, I will become that more complete being I strive to be. It's for these things I pray, for I am an entrepreneur.